Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. From the last tutorial, I talked about how we're going to look at passing parameters from the route to the controller. So, we're going to look at that today. So, think about the scenario where you have a class list, a list full of students. I'll show you a small design I did on Figma. Figma is a free tool which you can use for designing beautiful HTML pages, and then you get the concept to be developed. So think about the concept of having maybe multiple pages of, let's say, students, class list. So we have a list of students, and when you click on a particular student, it brings you to the student details. So for this, we are going to do maybe doing dummy data or hard coding the data. So for example, this class list could have the route, say, localhost 8,000 students, right? And these student details could have the link to say localhost 8,000, sorry, student, let's say 2 or 1. So this one is the ID, or is the unique representation of the student formatting. So maybe also this one, the 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are representation of this particular students. So the list of students is on the route students, and a specific student is on the route students, the name, the ID of the student. So how do we achieve this effect on Laravel? Firstly, we know that each time we're doing something like this, first thing is we have to create the routes. Right, we have to create the routes that will display the list of students, and that will display a single student. So basically, think about the route at this moment as a page. You want to create a page that will display the list of students and a single student. So we go again to our route web.php file. We'll give it some space here. Let me take this okay. So we put a comment here saying student routes. So we'll say routes get right students, and we want to create a new controller, student controller class, and it should go to the index method. Remember, we're used to using our names route. We'll just call it students, right? Students. Now we'll create another route. This is where it becomes interesting. We're going to hard code 3 here, right? We're going to see why we're doing that next soon. Student controller, and we call the method show single students, for example, or student details. So we've done this. Then we remember we've not yet created our controller, so we need to create our controller, right? So for us to create our controller, remember our famous command php artisan make controller. I'll paste it. So we want to create a controller called student controller. If you look at this folder, the app http controllers, I'm sure you still remember this. By the time you hit your enter, a new folder, a new file called student controller is being created. So if we come to our student controller, it means we have to create two methods, an index method and a show method. So if we come to our controller, we'll say function index, right? We'll just say echo I am in index, and we have to create a show, right? So if we have to do this, we're expecting that if we type the link is students, we should have I am in students, let's say students index, I am in students show, right? So we go to our browser and see if this actually works as expected. We have not yet put a link. Maybe okay, for now we say we add another link that links us to students, right? So we'll say, and we refresh this page, so it says students, right? If you click on this, it says oops, target class student controller does not exist. So where are we using student controller? We come back to our route web.php. What are we doing wrong? Oh, okay. So we basically use student controller without without importing it. Student the web.php and the controllers are not on the same namespace, so we have to use app http controllers are student controller. Yep, this should work. Oh, great. We say I am in students index. Now we don't want to be showing contents from our controller, right? So we have to create a new view. So we create a new view. We'll say students. Sorry. Students.blade.php, and let's say we create another blade file called students details.blade.php, right? So rather than us, we'll say HTML5, H2, HTML5, H2. Okay, so we have two files here, but then it will not automatically work because we have to tell our student controller that, hey, don't echo contents here. I just want you to return me a view called students, right? And I want you to return me a view called let's say, what's the name of that view? Student details. Yeah. So if you're using the text editor on IDE like Visual Studio Code, you can always see that each time the file is linked, it gives you this underline. And if you hold the command key or control key and you click on it, it will take you to the destination file. So just for us to be sure, we'll save everything. We'll save everything, yeah, and then we try this again. We say, oh, okay, there's something broken here. Student controller, there's a missing semicolon or something. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, okay, we forgot our ending semicolon here. I'm sure some of you saw it. So we'll try it again. We refresh the page and says, okay, hey, welcome to students home page. So the next part, we're going to look at populating the students home page.